He's going to try to say it's a girl.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I was adding on top of what you said.
Oh, okay. I don't. Does this?
I was busy.
Oh my God. News just broke 5 minutes ago.
I am Kristen Wiig at every surprise party ever. Is it wrong to be this excited about the Matt Gaetz story? Is it morally wrong?
Oh my God.
Or no?
Oh my God.
I don't even know where to start. Our friend Dana Goldberg on Twitter, who is delightful, said Matt Gaetz is like the Eric Trump of Jeffrey Epstein's.
Well, he's that guy at work that shows you every naked picture in his phone.
Oh, that's not the focus of the story, Chris. The focus of the story is this just gets worse and worse and worse. Yes. Black Knight on Twitter said Matt Gaetz is like the ShamWow of pedophiles. But wait, there's more. Okay, wait. He used Cash App and Apple Pay to pay underage prostitutes because Okay, so obviously Greenberg flipped.
Right.
Let's start with that,
yes.
right? They just added a bunch more charges.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you can hit the Kristen Wigs, sure. That's
Freaking excited! God, I got cramps in my butt. Anyone else?
I don't know if it is. Is it some level of the level of Schadenfreude that I'm currently feeling? Is it? I don't. I'm with our friend Brooklyn Dad Defiant. He said first they came for Matt Gaetz and I laughed my damn ass off because it couldn't have happened to a year.
How nobody on Capitol Hill likes him or wants to be photographed with him or appear on TV with him.
That other whole story because he's just a bag of D's and everyone has already started leaking. Oh, I hate that guy. I hate that guy anyway.
And apparently Tucker Carlson is furious.
They haven't mentioned, no mention, it's weird, no mention of Matt Gaetz on Fox News. He's just been disappeared into a cornfield.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you, Sean, I just finished my first piece of Matt Gaetz show prep and I thought I put it on the floor and I just put it on Jamie's back because she's standing right here. So should I need it again, it's right out of Great Pyrenees back.
I was trying to get her to run your show prep up to you.
Your late show prep.
Can we? Bourbon and show prep. I don't listen. That's even for a dog. That is a lot of trips. All the Matt Gaetz news because that is really wow.
That was breaking.
Because I was I was almost in real time. I was like, I only paused this for what's. Okay.
I got up at 2:00 this morning, and I'm like, oh my God, what?
I thought of you because Grampy goes to bed at like 5, Sean, and I was like, when Chris wakes up, he's gonna really be wow.
I had a lot to read when I woke up at 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I saw it on Twitter first. Wait, it just because it started. Okay. There's so many great tweets. Hopeful Citizen said, do you remember when said he was deeply concerned about the FBI obtaining congressional phone data a few weeks ago? Yes, it kind of makes sense now. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
He seemed to be deeply right. Okay, so I think it was CNN and New York Times. It was CNN I saw first. Florida Republican Representative Matt Gaetz allegedly showed nude photos and videos of women he said he'd slept with to other lawmakers, including while on the House floor. New women told the FBI they took. Is that it? We've stumbled into drug terms again on the Stephanie Miller Show, which people find wildly because I'm like her in the movie. She didn't know how you take it. She goes, "How do you take it? Do you smoke it? What is it? A pill? What is it?" Oh, MDMA. I thought that was a wrestler.
Yes.
No, it is ecstasy, kids. Okay.
It's ecstasy or Molly. Yes.
Right. Sure. There we go. Women told the FBI they took ecstasy with Gaetz, had sex with him, and received cash. Oh dear.
God.
One was asked to sleep with his friend, another to procure girls. DOJ is also examining whether he and his friend slept with a 17-year-old in the Greenberg case. That would be the same 17-year-old. Okay. Let's see. What next then? Let's see here. Oh, here. And the New York Times started rolling in encounters during 2019 and 2020. A long time ago, Chris. This is not relevant.
Oh, of course.
Gaetz and Greenberg instructed women to meet at certain times in certain places, often in hotels around Florida, would tell them the amount of money they were willing to pay, according to messages and interviews. Breaking, the Times has reviewed receipts from Cash App and Apple Pay. Oh, my God. that show payments from Gates and Greenberg to one of the women and a payment from Greenberg to a second woman. The women told their friends the payments were for sex. The two. Yes.
Unrelated. Did you see that Jerry Falwell
Is anything unrelated? Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Is trying to get back in with Liberty University now. He's trying to get his old job back.
Oh, no. Okay. Because you know what?
God.
I just wanted to take people through the timeline I went through last night because it was just like, no, what? Oh my
boy.
God. You know, I don't drink anymore. I just hopped up on tea. I was like, wow, I'm going to have to make another cup of something. Yikes. Okay. Where was this one? New. Federal investigators are pursuing allegations for witnesses and other evidence Matt Gaetz may have used cash and drugs in his dealings with young women, and whether any federal campaign money was involved in paying for travel and expenses for the women. That would be that's the other layer. I was like, campaign money. Oh no. He's probably dumb enough he wrote it on the check for Molly and underage prostitutes.
Girls. Yeah.
Okay. He's dumb enough. He's gonna try to say it's a girl named Molly, right? No. She's not underage, and her name is Molly. That's not
Molly.
Wow. Okay. So I covered. Let's see. What else happened after that? Did I cover all the basics of the? Okay. I think that was the half of Twitter I had you print about.
Right.
Matt
Yeah.
Gaetz.
Yeah. No wonder Tucker
I don't
Carlson
mean
is
to laugh.
furious
It's
at him.
just right. Yes. Well, because he's still busy unimplicating himself. I'm sure he's been interviewed. He and his wife have been interviewed by the FBI about the dinner with I'm sure you remember, the girl. I'm like, what? And then the unfortunate accusation against Tucker, which no one knew about until Matt Gaetz brought it up.
Right.
Okay.
No wonder Fox News did not mention Matt Gaetz once yesterday.
I said that. You don't listen to me.
Yeah.
I opened by saying they mentioned him.
I know
not
you
at all.
said. I said no wonder they didn't say that.
Okay.
I was adding on top of what you said.
Okay. It was
my
yes
God,
and.
You're accusatory this morning.
It was yes and.
Yes, it was yes and. Yes.
I accidentally drank Carnation Instant Bitch in addition to my tea while going through Matt Gaetz' bombshells.
Is that what it is?
It's like, no, I drank bitch. Does this get any, okay, and by the way, have any Republicans called for him to resign or no? That's only for Democrats.
They haven't even mentioned him. They would rather not.
Only Jim Jordan, who never sees anything.
Well,
and
Marjorie Taylor
yes,
Greene.
right. QAnon Betty said, is okay with us. Oh my
As
God,
she
who is that?
posted her CrossFit video yesterday. Did you see that? Oh my God.
Her morals appear to be a little loosey-goosey too, if you don't mind my saying so. Okay. This was the story. I just love this story. Everyone hates Matt Gaetz.
Right.
This is fantastic. Republicans have been waiting for a Matt Gaetz scandal to break because absolutely no one, Chris, went, what? Matt Gaetz? No.
Right.
Everyone's like, oh, of course. That guy? He's a skeevy.
Oh, him? Yeah.
Noel Kassler's speculating about the Nestor piece because he's like, oh, wingman. Like, so there was an excuse to have underage girls around, and like, the whole thing's. Okay. Republicans on and off Capitol Hill Wednesday largely kept their mouths shut. Gaetz has a less than sterling reputation among his congressional colleagues. More than a half dozen lawmakers have spoken to reporters about his love of alcohol and illegal drugs and his proclivity for younger women.
Right.
That'd be girls. If we could stop saying women, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Be a lamb. Thanks. Okay. Yeah. It's well known among Republican lawmakers. Gaetz was dating a college student in 2018. She came to Washington as an intern. Hey, remember when that was wrong and you had to be impeached over that? That was the worst moral offense that had ever happened in the history of ever in America? Okay. Yep. Weird. One former GOP staffer said their office had an informal rule not to allow their member to appear next to Gaetz during TV hits, fearful of the inevitable scandal that will come out one day. It's like, don't get in a screenshot with him. Don't get his. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love Bill Barr. They was scheduled to meet with Judiciary Republicans, and he's like, Gaetz RSVP? No can do. No can do.
Got a thing with a guy.
Thing with a guy at a place that doesn't sex traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Only the two, Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene, jumped to his defense. I think a lot of people are going to go out of their way to not going to go out of their way to defend him, especially with this outlandish sounding defense. Boy, that's crumbling in record time. The whole extortion, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
as many legal experts have pointed out, you can't extort someone unless the underlying thing is true. So
Right.
it seems completely unconnected. And apparently the CIA guy that went missing, like his family, of course, has been through hell and back. They think he's like,
Sure.
he's obviously dead. But
Yeah.
they were saying he threw the entire Levinson family under the bus to distract from
Yeah.
it, and they were stunned because they were
Right.
like, this didn't have anything to do with. He
Right.
tried to connect it to his obvious.
Right. And if you're being extorted and what you're being extorted for is not true, then you work with the FBI
Right.
to catch the person who's extorting you.
Right.
You know, and
Oh.
Gates didn't do that in this case. And so he's obviously guilty.
Oh, and in slimy coward news, Trump and Trump Jr. have remained on the sidelines waiting to see what comes out next.
Yeah.
Oh, and
of course.
perhaps it involves, I don't know, them. Let's just.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Trump knew all this, right? Barr was briefed.
Yeah.
Trump knew. I mean, really? Do all y'all have that many friends that are pedophiles? I mean, seriously. It's just like, holy crap. This whole thing is, okay. I don't even know what to say anymore.
It's also skeevy.
Yes.
It's so skeevy.
Oh, it's gross. Okay. Can I have some breezy informational music? I think I skimmed. I think, Chris, Twitter tells you everything you need to know. Did I miss anything?
Okay. I don't know.
Online. Okay.
Twitter's big.
I did not know, because I know my friends are now COVID's. I'm getting vaccinated today. They're like, oh, you should go online to date. I'm like, I don't think so.
You tried
There's
that
apparently
once.
a website. Yeah, well, no, my friend did it without telling me. Not as me. She didn't put me, but then she tried to screen people. It was still a disaster.
Oh, no.
Weirdos. Okay. Anyway, my point is, there was Joel Greenberg initially met the women through websites that connect people who go on dates in exchange for gifts, fine dining, travel, and allowances. What is that called? What is that called? Oh, isn't that
Sugar daddy.
prostitution? Isn't that prostitution? Okay,
Well,
I don't.
It's people who are looking for sugar daddies.
Okay. Mr. Greenberg introduced the women to Mr. Gates, who also had sex with them. One of the women who had sex with both men also agreed to have sex with an unidentified associate of theirs in Florida Republican politics. Justice Department also examining whether Gates had sex with a 17-year-old and whether she received anything of material value. The sex trafficking count against Mr. Greenberg involved the same girl. What did I say yesterday? I said generally there's not just one girl.
Right.
The Times has reviewed receipts from Cash App and Apple Pay. Okay, I can't. The dumbness of this is just, it's burning. It's burning. This is one of the women, and the women also told their friends the payments were for sex with the two men. So there's that.
Right.
Encounters during 2019-2020, they instructed the women, right, I think we went through that, meet at this hotel, I'll pay you this much.
Yep.
Oh, he also sometimes took cash withdrawn from the hotel ATM, so that's much more clever.
At least it's cash.
Okay.
I mean...
Right, ecstasy, blah, blah. In some cases, Gates asked the women
Molly,
to find
yes.
others who might be interested in having sex with him and his friends. So, okay, does it surprise you at all that he has to pay to have sex? Someone with a Ronald Reagan a cheese wedge?
Good morning, dear.
Oh, cut!
We have a lot to celebrate this week.
You have the right to remain tripping your balls
It's
off.
like Illuminati, but with leather.
First day at Fight Club, you must fight!
2020 refuses to concede.
I was going to have to return 2021 because I didn't like the 7-day trial. But I'm in now. We're in, sexy liberals.